Hot, 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 hike.
Welcome to the Sportscasting Couch. I am Josh, back again from my severe tummy ache, joined with Ryan and Paul, who has a little less wisdom today.
Oh, you got your wisdom teeth out. Oh.
I got one of 3 done today.
Less wisdom.
How you feeling?
Not too bad. The dentist that did my wisdom tooth did a really good job, and I'm sore, but I'm here. I'm trooping on.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's good to have it.
I'm happy Josh is back. I'm happy he survived.
Yeah, I don't know how I made it.
Did we raise any money?
Now, listen, if you
tummy
guys
ache?
listened 2 weeks ago to the podcast, you heard me. I said I bleed green and I poop green. That's what happened. I had a tummy ache.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Right then
I
and
knew
there.
it. I knew it in advance.
We had a hashtag going for
Yeah.
it. That's great.
Yeah, it didn't trend or anything.
No, but
No,
we'll
not
get
that
there
many
one of
people
these
care.
days.
Anyway,
All right, so you can reach us by emailing sportscastingcouch@gmail.com, on Twitter @SC_couch, and on Facebook.com/sportscastingcouch.
yeah, Ryan, you're still in the lead, buddy.
Yeah.
Looks
look
like
at that.
after our week 3 picks of week 4 of the NFL. I still haven't figured out an easy way of saying that. Anyway,
There is no easy way.
Yeah.
But
it looks like you're leading Josh by 2 and me by 3. I'm gonna catch you this week though.
the margin's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry,
Ryan's
guys.
30-18. I'm 28-20, and Paul is 27-21.
Yep, and I think I finally missed a lock. I had the
Oh, the
Patriots as a lock.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So it's my first miss on a lock, I believe, and you guys nailed yours with Seattle, which was, holy crap, what a game.
Yeah, that's a hell of a game.
That was a hell of a game. I mean,
Well, you talking about the Seattle Seahawks or the Patriots game? I think
No,
the
the Se-
Patriots
Both
game
were
was
a hell of a game.
they were all
Well,
amazing games. It was
Mm.
another one of those wild weeks, right? Which is going to bring us into
It's 2 in a
the
row.
news, of course.
Absolutely
Yeah,
2 in a row. It's crazy.
So we're starting the news off today with what I just brought up is we had another wild week in the NFL. Last week I mentioned that we typically have about 2 weeks out of the year where I go, holy crap, look at all these upsets. What's going on? But it looks like 2 weeks in a row. I don't know the last time I saw that where you just don't see it. Look at all these X's on Josh's column in a row.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I just wanted to speak about that for a second. That
yeah, Patriots
is this
losing.
going to happen week in and week out, maybe? Are we going to see a little bit more
Well, it's-
surprises this
It's
this
the ebbs and flows of the NFL. You get some weeks, teams that are favored by a lot are going to go in thinking that their shit don't stink and think they don't have to really worry about any other teams, and they're going to go in and not try as hard, I guess, and it's going to happen. There's going to be, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, there's those look-ahead games, you're sandwiched in between 2 hard games, and this one should be easy, so you're not really worrying about it. There's all those kind of situations that happen every year. You can never predict it, though. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think just the NFL athlete itself is just evolving into just an absolute beast on every single team. We're getting more and more athletes that can just make every play on the field, and then any given Sunday, any team can win.
Yeah.
Right. So you're looking at it right now. This is one of the crazier starts to an NFL season I've seen. Everything's really up in the air.
When you
if
look at it,
yeah.
we've been making fun of the Jets that they're a college team, but they got 2 wins now.
Yeah,
Now,
they're no joke.
we didn't think they were going to have a win, and pretty much kind of assuming that Cleveland and the Jets were going to have a winless season, but they have to play each other this week coming up, so one of them was bound to get 1 win at least.
Absolutely. The Jets could turn around and beat Jacksonville, who just absolutely beat up on Baltimore the week before.
Yep.
They turn around and get a W against Jacksonville. It's hell.
Yeah, now they go, I think it's into Cleveland. Obviously, we're going to do our pick segment later, and we'll get into that. Moving on. Johnny Mansell watch, day 7.
Oh, no.
I did send him a message on Instagram. I don't know if we tweeted him or not, but still no reply. I even sent him a little heart emoji, just in case he was looking. But if anyone's got a cell number, let us know, at sportscastingcoach@gmail.com.
We could be the best agents.
We could be. We'd be we're his biggest fans. We're probably the only media outlet that's actually talking about him still.
We're definitely big Johnny football fans.
I guess.
If it benefits us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you a job, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Holy tough start in week 1. Obviously, they took that loss, but they come out week 4, destroy. Who'd they play? Had
Tennessee, 57-14.
57-14. They just lit him up. Deshaun Watson's looking awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Is he their answer?
Clearly, and what's kind of funny is these Cleveland Browns. I know I'm kind of getting off the topic, but it has to do with Deshaun Watson. The Cleveland Browns keep passing up on all these quarterbacks, thinking they're smarter than everybody else. Passed up on Carson Wentz last year. They traded away the pick. Passed on Deshaun Watson this year. All these people that could be helping their organization, they just keep saying, no, we're smarter than you guys. We know. We're going to put Deshaun Kaiser out there, and he's going to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's been way better than I thought he was going to be. I feel like every single week he improves way more than he was the week before. It's kind of crazy.
It's really, really crazy. And we look at his intangibles as a quarterback, and the pure athletic ability he has is very scary when you look at him, especially for like coming from the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to stop this dude? If he keeps throwing the ball the way he's throwing, and he's running around, buying time, scrambling, he's going to be tough to stop. Now I got to go back to in his college college head coach. I can't remember who the head coach was at Clemson.
I can't remember.
I can't remember his name, but he compared him to. He said this guy's the Michael Jordan of football. That's
I
what
remember
he said.
saying
It was a quote.
Yeah, he's saying you're dumb.
I don't
It's the
remember his
biggest
name,
mistake you'll take
But
if you don't
take this guy, you're making a huge mistake. This guy's the Michael Jordan of football, and right now it's looking like that. He's putting up crazy numbers, right? Like
as a rookie too.
As a rookie, it's no joke. And you're going up against the Tennessee Titans this past week, where they have arguably a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator in Dick LeBeau. Right? He's already in the Hall of Fame, is he not? As a player, I don't think so. I think he played, but I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. But he is one of the best defensive coordinators ever played the game. He revolutionized his own blitz, and he probably threw everything he had at Deshaun Watson. Yet he still managed to throw 57 points on the board, and I believe he won AFC Player of the Week offensively this week. So, man, sky's the limit for this kid. Very exciting to watch. I can't wait to watch him.
What's really impressive about that win is that the Titans have been on. I think it's about 23 points average for the first 3 weeks they were giving up, and they put up 57, and they even put up 33 against New England. Now we know where they're struggling, but that's still pretty impressive for a rookie.
Yeah.
It's just I'm surprised how bad the defensive side of the ball is for the Titans. Like, they have a lot of good players on that team, and they're just not performing. They have a great coach, and then
I think what really hurt them is Mariota getting. I don't know if he came out of the game or not, but I know he was hurt, and he's kind of questionable this week. So I think that put because they're a run-based team with using their quarterback to help in the run, read option, and everything. So when they couldn't move the ball that way, it gave Houston a lot better field position. But still, you can't take away from what Deshaun Watson said.
Yeah,
Do you feel the Texans have found their franchise quarterback then? He'll
Yeah,
be there for a while?
you can't. Well, as of right now, it's obviously still early, but
Yeah.
but as of right now, you can't argue against it. He's done everything he's supposed to.
absolutely. If you see what Dak Prescott did last year, they're just following suit with Deshaun Watson. Rookie quarterbacks can thrive in this league. A lot of people are scared to start those rookie quarterbacks. Look at Chicago. They've been hesitant to start Mitch Trubisky, but in week 5 this upcoming week, they're going to start him because they look last week Deshaun Watson's throwing up these offensive player of the week numbers. Why we have a quarterback that we took before this guy? Hell, maybe we can make something out of nothing. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to watch for the rest of the season.
Monday Night Football. Chiefs were a heavy 7-point favorite. Now, you guys watched that game, of course.
Yeah.
So what happened at the end of that game, we all watched it. It was kind of interesting that Kansas City took the lead, winning by 3 points. So they had the spread, or Washington had the spread covered. And then Washington decided to run that lateral play, where they and then ended up fumbling it. And who was the defender that ran it? Was it?
It was Justin Houston.
Houston, yeah, ran it in and flipped that point spread.
Yeah. Last second, everybody that had Washington was
Now,
pissed.
I'm a bettor. I love betting. I love playing, the spread. I love putting money down, watching football. I think it just makes it more exciting. And when I'm looking at that, if I didn't take that spread, thank God, because I might not be here today. But but listen, if
Gambling
I had
problem,
that
call
spread-
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah.
If I had them covering that spread, right, which I probably would have if I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, I would have. It would have been a close game, and it would have took that 7-point spread. I might have turned that game off after that last touchdown, or that when they went up or they scored that field goal with only a couple seconds left, and then they go in and they give up a fumble 6. Oh man, people must be pulling their hair out at the
and
all across the country.
One of the questions I was going to ask you guys is if you ever had an experience like that, like in betting, like have you ever had something like that happen where you're like, oh, that's in the bag, and then all of a sudden, like last minute.
I feel like it happens almost every week that I'm well, maybe most of the time it's halftime or something like that where I'm thinking, okay, well, this game's looking like it's going one way.
That's
I'm
how I
guaranteed
felt
to get
about
it.
Atlanta last year when I had them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we both did. Yeah, we were celebrating the whole time
Yeah,
watching
we
it. We're
were-
like, oh, this is awesome. Halftime, we're up 28-3 or whatever it was. Our third
What I was
quarter.
really
23.
mad about the Super Bowl last year was that I didn't bet some money on New England to come back. You know what? That would have probably flipped to like plus 2,500 something.
No,
stupid
easily.
in
It
the
would have been
third
it would
quarter.
have been ridiculous
And
because
then
it's never
what's-
happened before.
What are you
Think
gonna?
about it.
I think I was lined up to win around like maybe $400 or $500 or something like that. But if I just took 50 and put that on that plus 2,500, just as a security blanket, because it is New England.
Yeah, you probably would have made more money.
It's Tom
I
Brady you're
would-
talking
Yeah,
about. too.
exactly. But it didn't even cross my mind. But
Yeah,
I just
it happened. Like something like that happened to me before. This is a while ago, probably back in my college days. I was playing. It was it was more of like a props ticket where certain people, you can't rush over a certain amount of yards, right? And I think it was a Pittsburgh game back in the day, and I think it was I couldn't remember the running back's name, but Pittsburgh had the game. I won my ticket. They just couldn't rush over 23 yards, and they were supposed to kneel the ball, but they handed it off, and the guy broke for about 30 yards, and I lost out on like $230. I was like, "Are you serious? Just kneel the ball?"
Yeah.
yeah.
And that drove me insane. But it is what it is. It's the game of football. So
Yeah, that's true. They
I love it either
obviously I don't know if the players really pay too much attention to the spread or not.
no, absolutely they
but-
don't. They pay attention to their contracts and what they got to do for their contracts to get their incentives that way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
I wanted to talk about Derek Carr for a second, getting twisted up. He was getting sacked by Denver.
Yeah.
Ryan, who was the defender on that? Do you know?
who hit him?
Yeah, who hit him?
There was a couple. There was like 2 on the play, and then the last guy came in and
broke
twisted
away.
him.
I saw he broke away. He got twisted up, and then he tried to like slide down. And then Adam Gotsis, I think it was second year defensive tackle, went for a tackle, but the way Derek Carr fell down, he kind of went under his knees, and then Gotsis kind of like
I
dove
think
over him. His knee hit him right in the lower
Yeah.
back where there's no padding, and that's where it hit. And then I believe he was diagnosed with back spasms. I
Yeah,
think it
and
was.
that's not as a quarterback, that's not an injury. Well, obviously you don't want any injury, but that's not an injury you want for the beginning of the season. He's most likely it's not going to just heal itself, especially if he's throwing the ball and still playing or practicing anything. It could act up at any time, and that's not something you want as a quarterback.
All it takes is
I hit one
he
hit.
rifles a pass, and
Or even
the
that,
way
yeah.
his body twists, he could be out. But I'm gonna tell you this: when I saw that, and then I was very impressed with the way their backup quarterback EJ Manuel came into the game.
Yeah, that's what
He
I was
actually
going to
started
bring up.
moving the ball around.
Oh,
he
yeah.
actually started moving the ball.
In our
He went 9 for 9, I think, and then the 10th and 11th pass were drops. I think one was a drop in the end zone.
yeah, I remember you
Right.
even said in our fantasy
tying
group,
touchdown.
you said EJ Manuel's moving the ball better than Derek Carr was.
Yeah, and it was crazy. And I was like, oh my God, EJ Manuel, don't sleep on this guy.
Yeah.
This guy was a highly touted prospect coming out of college. He never really had a good chance in
On
Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
So if Derek Carr doesn't start this week, I don't think he is going to start this week.
I'm not sure.
No, he's out 2 to 6 weeks.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
what the call is. Oof. So
Yeah.
this might be EJ Manuel's time to shine. You never know. He's been sitting on the bench.
I showed Josh a great
Waiting.
meme about that. Actually, it's if what was it? It was Derek's hurt. If the car, what was it? If the car's broken, put it in manual or something like that.
Oh yeah. If the car's broken, put in manual. Yeah.
God, I gotta start saving these things so
Yeah.
that I don't sound stupid on the air. But
I forgot about that actually.
one of the questions I was going to ask about EJ Manuel actually was going to be, obviously Oakland was doing really good, but they had Derek Carr. But do they have enough weapons on that team to actually keep pace and look like a good team until Derek Carr is back?
They have some pretty good weapons. I think Amari Cooper is a good wide receiver. I think he's a little bit overrated. A lot of people think he's this clear-cut number one that destroys everybody.
He's
but
got to catch the ball.
He's still really good. They have other weapons. They have Marshawn at the running back, but what do you have, 2 yards rushing last week? Like, nothing.
They don't give Marshawn a lot of carries. I think they're putting the caution card
Mm-hmm.
on him. Like,
they want him in the playoffs.
They want him. They don't want to put too many carries on him.
Now they got to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, now you got to, like, hey, start giving this guy the ball and work off of him.
That should be the offense the rest of the way until Carr gets back. Exactly. Run heavy.
Even when Carr gets back in there, when he was at the helm, it doesn't. They weren't moving the ball very well against anybody.
Yeah, and,
right?
and
So
if you have Khalil Mack,
weeks,
Khalil Mack on defense, I think it still helps you get in, get a game, maybe 2 games extra that they wouldn't have had without him. But yeah.
So, talking about our Facebook and our Instagram and all that, we've gained followers, and it's on the up. I think we're averaging, since we're on, this is our 4th episode, right, or 5th?
This is 4.
This is 4. So we're 61 followers on Instagram, so we're averaging 20 an episode, which is great. My math is way
after this one. We'll have 80, so then 20 up in the episode.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly what I'm saying.
Math.
Facebook. I didn't see how many followers we have, but I saw a negative review.
That 1 star.
We had a 1 star.
Too.
Yeah.
Woke me up in the middle of the night. Woke me up in my dreams.
That was our buddy. That was our buddy Mike hating on us. And
yeah, I actually asked him, and he said he doesn't like how Ryan dogs the Lions all the time.
I don't even dog the Lions. The Lions dog themselves every time. I just point facts. That's that for the record. I don't hate the Lions. The Lions hate themselves. That's it.
I wish I had that audio clip. Fuck the Lions, they suck. But so what we ended up doing is figuring out a way to set up a Skype interview. And we want to find out, why do we get a 1 star? And, we're going to find out what he thinks of the Lions, truly.
Yeah. He doesn't like Ryan's opinion, so what's his opinion on it?
Yeah, see what he thinks.
So let's see how our first interview on the Sportscasting Couch goes today.
# Mike Saj segment.
This is the Mike segment. He's going to be our Detroit Lions insider. So let's see how this goes today. We'll put intro music for him today.
Down the field again, a Lions victory. Go Lions!
And there he is.
Mr. Mike Saj, can you hear us?
I can hear you, gentlemen. How are you?
We are good. So we know, obviously, you're a Lions fan, and you've had your opinion on what's going on with everything. Basically, we just want to know, what do you think about the Lions?
Well,
It doesn't matter what you think!
Don't give us a 1-star review.
That'll teach him to never give us a 1-star review.
If you smell what the Sportscasting Couch
is cooking.
Is
That's
cooking.
Right. I'm going to have to let him know that we disconnected there.
Internet issue. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this internet's been really spotty. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just no good. Yeah, I guess we'll have to try to see if he's gonna come back next week or something.
We'll get him back next week, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't like him giving us those 1 stars.
Just for the attention.
Reviews.
Maybe it changes his attitude a little bit. Anyway.
All right, yeah. So what do we got now? Good, bad, and ugly?
Yeah, we're gonna move into the good, bad, and the ugly once I find this song here. Got us started off this week. Josh, you were missing last week, so
I'll go. He can wait. He can wait on the back burner for a little bit when him and his tummy ache. But my good. I'll start with my good this week. My good has to go to the Houston Texans. Rallying behind their rookie quarterback, and it's not just him making all those plays out there. Everyone's throwing all this praise at Deshaun Watson, saying, "Oh, he's making all these plays, doing all this." The whole team is making plays. That defense is playing well. And all those receivers, the offensive line, and they're able to run the ball with Lamar Miller. The whole team doing a great job. I love it. I love the way Bill O'Brien's, attacking this whole situation with a rookie quarterback. I love it, and I hope they succeed for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they got Lamar Miller. They also have the rookie running back Dante Foreman, who comes in, does his job for them. I think he could actually be a good running back if he was getting the ball a few more times and everything. But yeah, definitely that's definitely a good. So for me, I have. If you listened 2 weeks ago, I said my bad was Doug Peterson and his play calling and everything that was going on. This week, he actually made it into my good because. So for example, the Eagles were passing the ball the first 2 weeks 67% of the time. It was 85 passes to 41 runs. Whereas these last 2 weeks, it was 62 passes to 81 runs. So he's clearly listening to our show. He knows what we think, that he needs to be able to pass the ball.
Well, you're probably telling him you're on the team.
Yeah.
He's that one dude that one follower we have. What do you mention him every single week?
Oh,
Jerome James.
That's
James.
Doug Peterson.
It must be.
It has to be.
Yeah,
It's his alias, his incognito.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, he first 2 weeks, all they wanted to do, they were setting records in the passing game again, making Carson throw it way too much. And now the last 2 weeks they have been running the ball.
You can say we all allow it.
We. There was 6 minutes and 44 seconds left in the game. Eagles had the ball up. All they needed to do was run out the clock. They ran a 4-minute drill with 6 minutes and 44 seconds left, ran out the whole game.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount killed it. It was great.
Give that guy the ball.
Yeah,
What
definitely
did
feed
Doug
him. Nobody
Peterson-
wants to tackle him.
Did Doug Peterson say he was running angry?
Yeah, that's what Carson said too.
Or
Yeah.
Carson or Doug Peterson, one of those guys, said he was running angry. When that guy runs angry, nobody wants to tackle him. He's a big load, man.
And he's very agile for how big he is. He can spin around people, juke around people. He jumps over people. So it's not as easy as, okay, he's gonna lower his head and go through you. There's
have
a lot
to feed
more.
that guy, and it's not just Carson Wentz not a veteran quarterback yet. He's still his only second year in the league, right? So you can't just put the whole offense on Carson Wentz, right? He's still learning. He's still sailing balls. He's still not making the right reads and delivering the ball where it should be. But you still need to have that security blanket. Hey, I can run the ball. I can play action off that. I give myself time and deliver the ball downfield. So once they run the ball, they're going to be successful, and they have all the weapons to do so.
And you actually mentioned earlier the same thing with Dak Prescott. He did so well last year.
Yeah, because
their team was running the ball. And giving open lanes to throw it, making it a lot easier on the quarterback. Whereas Carson throwing, he's having to make a lot of plays on his own, especially last year with a bunch of bad receivers, no one that would even start for any other team in the league. But yeah, that's my good. You got your bad?
My bad? I know I did it earlier in this season here, but I got to give my bad to the New England Patriots defense. The New England Patriots defense, you got to figure it out. I've been week in and week out saying, Bill Belichick's going to fix this whole thing with their defense. They'll be fine. It's not fine. They're averaging God knows how many points a game, at least 25 points a game on defense. It's too much.
Yeah, especially for a Bill Belichick defense. It's so
Bill
unheard
Belichick
of.
defense, and Tom Brady can't do everything. He's throwing up points. They throw 30 points up on offense and then they lose 33-30.
Especially against Carolina, who hasn't really been able to move the ball much, hasn't been able to get anything going in the passing game. They've just been a run-based offense that hasn't been putting up that much points this year.
They've been absolutely terrible. And
then they go in New England.
And they go in New England and they lose to Carolina. Man, that's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so my bad. Staying with the same game that I just had, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Chargers. The announcers, Dick Stockton and Mark Schlereth, the entire game, they were calling people by the wrong name, saying the wrong things, like Young Ho Koo.
Young Ho Koo.
They called him Young Wei the entire game. Young Wei with another kick. Young Wei, every single time. They were. Another time they were talking about Carson Wentz and his ability to get out of the things. I know this was a joke, but he's like, I think he went to the University of Narnia. It's like, oh, okay, that's hilarious. And then they also called the Los Angeles Chargers the San Diego Chargers probably about 10 times. It's Los Angeles. And lastly, he was calling Carson Wentz Carson Palmer, that pretty much the entire game. It's bad. I understand they're like the fourth or fifth broadcasting team, but that's just garbage. You can't get that many mistakes in one game and be on national TV. It's supposed to be the professionals.
They're supposed to be professionals. They're supposed to know the players. They have one damn job, right? You got to know the players know how to say their name, not be offensive to the people, right? So, but it's been a lot of that. They've been having all these new broadcasting crews with
But Dick Stockton's been around for a while. I think Mark Schlereth's been around for a couple years. Well, Dick Stockton's definitely been around for a while. He looks like he's about 70 right now.
Yeah,
So,
but it's been in the year of the commentator. Honestly, if you look at it so far, like you've had all these things, especially with that Rex Ryan crew with the one girl and then the one dude on the sideline. God bless his soul. I hope he's still alive. I wish he comes back because that guy was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Internet phenom. But what can you do? But all right, I'm gonna go with my ugly. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people's uglies this week. With Jay Cutler and the Miami Dolphins. What else can I say? Like,
skunked
just skunked by
against one of the worst defenses
one
in
of
the
the
league.
worst defenses in the league.
You can't put I guess it was in London, so that factor happens. But for me, I thought Miami had an advantage going to London because they've been there before.
Yeah, that's what we
just
talked
like
about
the
last
week
week.
before. Yeah, exactly. The Jags been there, and I think I picked the Dolphins, didn't I? Just because they've been there before. But
No, you had New Orleans.
did I have New Orleans?
Yeah,
whatever.
I believe you
But
did.
but
And he's in the lead. He doesn't even know.
He doesn't know. Who he
either way,
picks.
that's
I picked
sad.
the
That's actually
Dolphins.
sad on you guys. You should be winning then. But either way, you look at it, it's like New Orleans defense not good. I was watching that game, and then the announcers like, "Oh, it's time to see. It's about time we see this New Orleans Saints defense come to life. They're flying around." No, the
No, it's
Miami
just-
Dolphins offense is just not.
Jay Cutler decided not to care. It was his day, like he has all the time. He just, I don't care about today.
But to his defense, it doesn't really have to care. It's like, you guys wanted me to be here. Like, you guys called me up off my couch.
I actually saw a meme that said, "Don't blame me. I wanted to be retired. You guys called me."
And
tried to
the one
retire.
where he had a cigarette in his mouth too. So it doesn't really matter. But
It was
just
extra
ugly.
funny seeing the video of the Wildcat play that they had, and he's just standing on the side. I think I sent it to you guys in the group chat, but he's just standing there with his hands on his hips while the play's going on. He's just
yeah.
staring. It's
I
really
remember.
funny. I'll
Yeah, I
try to-
saw
He just
that.
doesn't care.
Lack of effort.
No.
But
Yeah.
All right, so my ugly, it's the divas in the NFL. The players constantly giving up. I think we had 2 weeks ago, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had Ezekiel Elliott giving up on the interception. Antonio Brown this week was upset that he was wide open on a play and Roethlisberger didn't see him. So instead of going to the quarterback and saying, "Hey man, you missed me," blah blah blah, like any other, well, maybe not any other, but most smart receivers should do. You go up to him, keep it all calm on the sidelines. He goes over, he grabs a water jug, throws it. Odell Beckham last week versus the Eagles, he was on the sidelines going all crazy. Phillip Rivers this week versus the Eagles was literally throwing a temper tantrum on the field every 4 seconds, getting all kinds of angry.
But that's Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
I've
but
been
I'm-
watching Phillip Rivers.
You
for
can't
years
put your
now.
coach under the bus. You can't put your team under the bus. You're a team. You're supposed to stick together. You're not supposed to do all that kind of stuff. The distractions that just ruin your team for weeks to come because the media is going to keep talking about
I was
it.
actually very surprised to see that out of Antonio Brown. Right,
Especially Antonio Brown. Yeah.
Especially Antonio. He's a very class act. He's a very happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah, I
even when
agree.
they're not really doing well. But when it comes to like Odell Beckham and Phillip Rivers, that's what those guys do. That's them. That's the persona. Like look at Odell Beckham. He's a very animated dude. He wants to win, wants to do well. Now their team is 0-4, right? Now going into week 5, might go 0-5.
Yeah.
So-
you never know.
They got to do something. Got to fire themselves up somehow, right? Maybe if the rest of the team got as fired up as he was,
Yeah, it's true.
then
Odell,
maybe they'll fucking win a
lot of
game,
people
so-
talk down about Odell constantly, but you can really tell that he puts everything into the game and he cares a lot. He's a very competitive guy, but it's still you just got to be a mature person. You can't throw everybody under the bus. You can't make other people look bad. Oh, I'm amazing, so I'm you guys are sucking, so I'm going to make you look bad.
It's
kind of
true.
thing.
You do have to set an example to millions.
You're a
and millions of
professional
people are
football player.
watching,
You're a
right?
role
So
model to a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Act that way.
It's true.
Odell's been going off on Instagram too. I followed him on Instagram, and he just is posting left and right of all these like, I play hard, blah blah, this stuff.
He's the ultimate diva.
Yeah, he is. And I think that's just a millennial thing. I think it's just millennials are just that guy grew up basically getting the ball all the time and
true.
knowing he's the best player. And now he's playing on a team that's struggling, and he's like, we shouldn't be struggling. I'm amazing. Give me the ball. It doesn't work that way in the NFL. There's every single person on that field is an amazing player. There's a reason they're there. So grow up. Stop being such a millennial. Maybe get a haircut. Ryan, you brought up a funny photo. We had Cam Newton, right?
Oh yeah, and his goatee.
And his goatee.
Goatee looking like Odell Beckham's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
We're about to make it look Look really good.
I'll definitely be posting
That shit's
that.
about to
By
go
we, I mean
viral.
Paul.
Just a little bit more work we found right before the before the show. So, do we have anything else as far as?
That's good, bad, and ugly.
That's all our good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Wow, we're really flying through here today, guys. Let's go into the week 5 picks. I still don't have a song for that. I will get.
Pick segment.
There it is.
All right, sweet. I'll cut
Save
that.
that.
You'll cut
I'll-
that,
I'll-
record that, add some, beat to it. Boom. Cut your song.
Okay, so the week 5 picks for us are going to go in this order. So we got Thursday. We got New England with the struggling defense going to Tampa Bay.
New England, Tampa Bay. I can't believe I'm looking at it like New England's still favored,
On the road.
right on the road,
Mhm.
as if like nothing's happened. Like this whole season is this just doesn't matter. They're a 5-point favorite, but you're going into Tampa Bay, who has a lot of weapons. I think Doug Martin comes back this week.
Yep, comes
as
back
well.
this week. Yep.
Doug Martin, they don't call him the muscle hamster for no fucking reason. So if you look at the guy is small, he's huge, he's jacked.
And it's not like he's coming off an injury; he was suspended.
Absolutely.
So
You look at that
he's-
guy and he's been suspended. He's not coming off an injury. He's been waiting, chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
I think he has a damn game. That guy is absolutely yoked. I don't want to fucking tackle that guy if I'm a defender on New England, especially the way we've been playing. So someone needs to step up and stop that dude. Let alone they have Mike Evans, right? Cameron Brate, who's also been playing very well.
OJ Howard, he had a touchdown
OJ
last
Howard
week.
too. Like all these players. I don't
Deshaun
see them.
Jackson going
I
deep.
think it's a tough pick, right? New England's gonna have to score a lot of points in order to win this game, but
That's what they've had to do all season long so far.
Which is crazy. It's tough, but to me, going off the simple Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, they don't lose 2 weeks in a row. I'm going Patriots.
that's a very safe call. I'm gonna have to go with New England as well. I feel like I agree with you like that. They always get into the film room. They always figure out what's going on, what's going wrong, and what they have to do to be better the next week.
And he doesn't put up with nothing. He's not gonna put up with any kind of excuses. They're gonna have a hard week of practice. They're gonna be in the film room a lot, and they should come out and look good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with New England on the road as well.
Yeah, I grabbed New England just kind of based off of what you said, Josh, is that they don't really lose 2 weeks in a row, but I'm very, very hesitantly taking New England.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick against them, but
It scares me because it's Thursday. The Thursday night
I'm
games, I
gonna say
never
that.
know what to do for
And I said
Thursday.
this is one of the most. I'm probably actually excited for.
Yeah,
this
I'm definitely
Thursday night
watching this game.
This
There's
is a
no-
good game.
yeah.
This is one of the first times I've seen a Thursday night game to be a good fucking game. So,
Next week's is way better though.
yeah,
yeah,
you told me to pull up this.
What, the Eagles involved?
Eagles Panthers.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
It's actually a good game though.
That's not bad. It's
Yeah.
exciting. There's a lot of players that I want to watch on that. But
You told me to pull up the schedule for the Thursday night, and I didn't pull it up, but I went through it, and this was one of the games that I was like, oh, you know what, Ryan, this one Ryan's going to look forward to, and Josh, next week, obviously, you're looking forward to it, and they are both going to be good games, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's
to
about
watch.
time a Thursday night is
Actually, I'll be listening
enjoyable.
to it on the radio at work, so.
Oh yeah.
Going to the Sunday games at 1 o'clock now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Arizona versus Philly.
No, I don't have, no, we're not going in that order.
What do you mean?
Can you
No,
let?
I have a paper here, buddy.
You always go in the order of the shit I'm
No,
looking at right
no,
now
I
on the screen.
don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I have a paper here.
Okay, let's do Arizona Philly right now. then.
Buffalo at Cincinnati.
No, let's do Arizona Philly right now. Let's get this shit out of the way.
No, I
and
don't.
figure it out.
No.
Follow
Yeah,
Paul.
You're fucking ducking. You're
Follow
ducking it right now,
Paul.
and you're both ducking it.
Ducking what?
Whatever. We'll get.
Oh,
to it
because we're
then.
against. Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
save that.
It's both your favorite teams.
Buffalo at Cincinnati.
You guys are pathetic.
Buffalo's looked way better than I expected this entire season. I did call, well, not on the podcast, but I remember texting Paul. I don't know if I text Ryan as well. Maybe it was in our group chat.
No, you never text me. You don't talk to me.
I remember saying that it was a trap game for the Broncos. Watch out for the Buffalo Bills. It could happen. I ended up changing my pick because it was too late on it. But they've been very surprising. It's actually shocked me that
Their
they
defense.
really don't have any weapons besides Shady McCoy and Tyrod Taylor.
Their defense has been playing.
Yeah, their defense has
well.
been
very
one of the
well.
top defenses in fantasy right now.
So I like the Buffalo Bills this week. I really, really like the Buffalo Bills this week, especially if they're going up against a struggling team with their struggling offense with Cincinnati. What scares me about Cincinnati is they have big play receivers like AJ Green.
Yeah.
And Buffalo just doesn't have a corner to
Not anymore, no.
to match up against them. So I can expect AJ Green to have a big game, but again, if they're not able to run the ball against that Buffalo front, they're going to struggle. And if Buffalo forces Andy Dalton to throw, they're not going to perform well. So I really like Buffalo this week.
Yeah, Cincinnati is still one of 4 of the winless teams in the league. I had to go Buffalo. They're looking pretty damn good. So I'm going Buffalo.
Well, looks like we got our first one that we got a little difference here. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oof.
Wow.
In Cincinnati, too?
It's just Buffalo. I think they're getting a little bit too much hype. They had some good spots that have helped them play a little bit better. Cincinnati, like we said, they're 0-4. They're a team that should have been a lot better. Like, a lot of people had them higher up in the rankings and everything going into it. I think Andy Dalton's a big reason why they've struggled a little bit, but I think Vontaze Burfict, he's back. I don't know if he was back last week, but he's definitely back this week. He's the heart and soul of that defense. No one wants to get tackled by him. He's a violent man.
Mm-hmm.
That plus Cincinnati's at home. That's what's making me lean Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, that's one loss for you. So we're moving on to the biggest game of the week. We got the New York Jets at the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. That's not a Thursday night game?
No.
This is the Crickets. I actually like this. I like this game.
You
though.
like every game.
I like
man.
this
Football.
game. Though.
I love football.
Like I like seeing like the young kids in Cleveland. I don't know if Myles Garrett's back this week.
Yeah, he is.
I think
he's
he
back
is
this
back.
week. He tweeted that he was back.
He's back. He's starting his first game. I'm looking forward to seeing that guy actually perform. If
He's
he's worth
a
the
monster.
hype, right? The guy's a monster. If he can stay healthy and just see what he does to I think it's Josh McCown in the New York Jets. So the Jets have been surprising. The Jets defense has been playing very well. Their offense has been not spectacular, but very consistent. They haven't been turning the football over. They've been putting points on the board when they need to put points on the board and let their defense play. So when it comes to this game, it's easy pick. New York Jets for me.
I keep every single week thinking that Cleveland has a shot. And every single week, well, maybe not every week I pick them, but I want to pick them almost every week. I
It's
feel
the
like
same old Browns.
they're a young team that has a lot of fire inside of them still. They don't want to go 0-16, obviously. I think they see this one on their schedule and they say, hey, this is one that we can win. We're 2 even teams. They're at home. Like you said, Myles Garrett's back. I'm going to go with the Browns.
Oof.
Yeah, and you can see on there total 39 points. Yikes. It's going to be a low scoring.
and it's a
You
pick.
don't know that though.
And it's a pick, too. So I said, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that there's not going to be one team that goes 0-16. I'm going to take Cleveland. I'm going to keep riding that Cleveland train. I'm going to see what happens. Let's go Browns.
Jesus Christ! You guys both went Cleveland last week, didn't you?
Yep.
Love them Browns.
Yeah, that was my upset.
Oh,
If
that
I pick
worked
them
out.
every week and
Oh,
they
that
win
worked
once, that's all I need.
Yeah, and then I'm going to stop picking them.
All right.
All right, so we got Carolina at Detroit. Really interesting game, I think.
It's an interesting game.
Carolina's coming off that big win last week.
Carolina's definitely riding high. They won. Detroit's also they got a lot of pressure on them. Right? They're leading the division right now, right? So yeah, they're at home too. But Carolina, you can't sleep on Carolina at all.
No.
So they're gonna be a tough team. They're gonna move the ball. I don't think Detroit has a defense to really slow them down. They've had injuries. Gerard Davis, their middle linebacker, has been down with concussion. I don't know if he's coming back this week or not, but that hurts them there. And they're gonna have to check those running backs out of the backfield like Christian McCaffrey. So it's gonna be tough for Detroit to slow down that offense. But Detroit at home, Detroit always plays well at home. So, but I gotta give the edge to Carolina in this one.
This is 3 picks in a row we're going against each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. This
That's
is one of those
impressive.
exciting weeks.
So saying that, I got the Lions. I think Carolina coming off that huge victory last week, although the Lions are ranked, I think, first or second. Well, they're tied for first in the NFC. Carolina's still looking at it like Patriots are the team that everybody wants to beat. They're the Super Bowl champions. They put a lot of effort into that game. I think Matt Stafford, who kind of struggled last week, didn't look the greatest. I think he has a bounce back game. Carolina's defense, they're good in the middle, the linebackers, all that kind of stuff. But what the Lions do well is the quick little stuff, the quick passing, the moving of moving lateral. Like they'll pass it left and right to get a few yards and things like that. I think that could help them against the Panthers. Plus, they're at home. That's what's giving me the Lions.
I like the Lions at home definitely is a boost, but when I watch the Lions, I've been watching a lot of Lions games this year. It's the Lions are doing a really conservative approach to their offense. They're trying to be a run first offense. They give their quarterback like the most amount of money in the league, right? And then they go to this run first offense where they try and pound the ball. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, but that's the thing that they needed. That's what's hurt them the past few years is not being able to run the ball. Every 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches, they had to throw it short because they couldn't get any kind of run. So I think they realized
I don't think that's going to change this game. They got the Carolina's defense, like their front seven is going to be all over that. They're not going to be able to run the ball this week. They're going to force them to throw the ball, and Carolina's secondary has been very well, doing very well this year. So I think Detroit offense is going to struggle, and I think Carolina's offense, they have the weapons to dissect that Detroit defense. That's why I got to go with Carolina.
What about you, Paul?
Well, I'm going to go with Detroit this week.
Oof.
I know. I've been picking against Detroit.
Look at you guys. I'm going to go up like 8 games.
I just, they played pretty good against Minnesota last week. Now, the only thing that worried me about picking Detroit this week is that they played Minnesota with Case Keenum at quarterback, and they only put up 14 points against them.
Yeah, he struggled last week.
Imagine if Sam Bradford was quarterback. I think Sam Bradford puts more.
That's where I was kind of looking at him like, what would that team look like with Sam Bradford in? Because they only gave up 7 points. So their defense really won that game for them. Now, can they?
You have to think about the game plan and everything going into it as well, though. Going in, the Lions know that the Vikings without Sam Bradford have to run the ball a lot more. They know it's going to be more of a drag-out game. They want to keep their offense on the field, so they're going to try to dink and dunk, keep the time going, let their defense get some rest, keep it kind of close. But at the same time, like I said, that Stafford, he struggled last week. But I think it's a little bit more about the game plan, knowing Bradford wasn't going to be there.
And the aspect that Dalvin Cook went down.
Dalvin Cook went down.
Middle of the game. Yeah. So they're fact, I'm going to force Case Keenum.
Usually they're a fourth quarter team, right? Yeah. And they were up in the fourth quarter. So they were able to kind of coast a little bit, take some time off the clock a little bit, play more of a 4-minute offense, get the longer drives and everything, keep their offense on the field so their defense can rest.
And they'd like to run the ball, and that puts them in the same old Lions situations where teams get the ball back. And
no same old Lions. Don't get Mike mad at you. We don't need another one-star.
I always say same old Lions. Every time I watch the Lions game and they get in that situation where last minute of the game, it's like it's anyone's game. It's the same old Lions. It's theirs to lose. So
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm picking Detroit, and Mike did change his 1-star rating to a 5-star. Maybe because we had him on. I don't know. So what we'll do is
give him a call. I think we should give him a call right now. See just to give him a call to see. What he thinks about this game.
You want to give him a call right now?
Yeah,
this?
Pull it up. We'll do one more game and then we'll give him a call. But
okay, you guys talk about the next one. I'll get him set up. We're going. Who's in it? Oh, we got the San Fran Shitty 49ers versus Indianapolis. I got Indianapolis, but you guys go on with your pick.
You didn't carry that pun on to Indianapolis? No, you didn't do that. I thought you were gonna go.
I've been thinking of San Fran Shitty 49ers all week.
And then the Indianapolis Colts. No, this game, I like this game for the Colts. I think Jacoby Brissett has been playing very well. He's been like both running the ball and passing the ball. He's been very efficient. Hasn't been turning the ball over. That San Francisco offense has been kind of subpar. So I like the Colts this week.
This game is there's not even much I can really say about it because it's just two crappy teams playing each other. Like you said, Brissett, he has looked good, and I think he knows Luck's going to be back eventually. So he needs to show himself these next couple of weeks, or however long it's going to be.
He's marketing himself for teams to come. Yeah. Like if he plays well, which he has been,
get him a start.
Right now, other teams are looking at him like, hey, this isn't their long-term quarterback. We might make a move to get this guy. So, yeah.
Well, just for the pure fact that Indianapolis is home, I'm going Indy. It's just two crappy teams playing each other, so I'm going with the home factor.
I'm still trying to set up Mike here, and I said Indianapolis. I'm just taking them because they're at home. You got a West Coast team heading to the east, which is kind of like a 10 a.m. game like we talked about last week.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to put myself on a 1-minute clock on Sunday like I give to you, Josh. I'm going to just pick Indianapolis right away here.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
There you go. Oh, shoot. I didn't write down who you had. So, Josh, you had who?
Indy.
Indy and Ryan?
I had Indy as well.
Okay.
It's first right pick of the night.
Ha!
There we go. And then
Can't even
we're
hear you
going
from up here in the standings.
Tennessee at Miami.
What's the spread for that one? Actually, there is no spread for that one because
I
they
think it's a
don't know
pick 'em.
if Mariota is going to play or not. It's
They
another
just-
one. It's
They signed Brandon Whedon this week.
yay. The whole I think this one comes down. Well, Miami. If Jay Cutler shows up and wants to be awake this week, maybe they have a chance. But the whole thing is, for me, Tennessee is a run-based team that likes to use their quarterback to help move in the run game, read options, get the defense guessing. Brandon Whedon's not going to be a part of that offense. They're going on the road to Miami with Mariota in and hurt. I still don't even think they really run the ball with him anyway. So regardless of if he plays or not, I'm going to go Miami.
This is probably the toughest pick of the week. Easily got two struggling teams. Miami's struggling extremely bad on offense. Tennessee, their woes around defense. Now that Mariota's not going to play, it's very tough. Now, it's the home field advantage is not going to be that big. The locations are relatively close to each other. I'm going to have to go with Tennessee, how they run the ball, and Miami, how they've been struggling on offense. I don't think it's going to change. I don't think Jay Cutler's a good quarterback at all. So I got to go Tennessee with this one.
Going with Tennessee. Let me write that down. I don't know why I never have my marker ready for you.
Bad producing.
Tennessee. Yeah, most likely. Oh, shit. I didn't even write anything down. You know what? Miami looked like crap. Jay Cutler, he looked like crap week 2, which was their first game, and then looked like crap week 3, which was their second game. And they're going to look like crap again. It's unfortunate because I like Miami. I like their defense. I like their running backs, but they're not looking good. So let's go with Tennessee. And it looks like I have Mike lined up here. So
Did you get me with
play the jingle
Miami?
again.
You got me with Miami?
I think I did write that down. Yeah.
You got to play the jingle
MIA.
again before you get Mike on the line.
Oh yeah, I'm playing the jingle, and then we'll get him going here.
Mike Saj, watch.
Go hard win the game.
I should probably leave
Without
Pawel.
you will keep your fame. Down the field in game. Alliance victory. Go Lions!
Michael.
Mike,
Hi.
round
How are
2,
you
buddy.
boys doing? Yeah, here we go.
Let's hope
see if
this
it works
internet holds up here this time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, no good, man.
Yeah.
So we're going through the week 5 picks, and obviously we're coming across who do we have here? Carolina at Detroit, and Josh went Detroit, Ryan went Carolina, and just for you, I went Detroit.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about the game this week?
It's gonna be a good measuring stick, I guess. I feel like they haven't really played anybody too amazing yet. So, I mean, they do have a chance to prove themselves here. I think the next 4 weeks is a bigger measuring stick, but with Matt Khalil being out as their center, their anchor's out, that's a big loss for them. So, I mean, our defense is doing fairly well. I just want to see a little bit more consistency on the offensive side. I know we ran the ball well last week. If we can continue running the ball well, that'll open up things for everybody else on the offense, right? The wide receivers for passing, play action, etc. I just got to see a little bit more consistency. I like the Lions in this game. I mean,
No.
the crowd
No
noise
way.
No way.
is big.
That's
Hey,
okay.
I did not see them going 3-1. I didn't pick them to win the last 4 games, to be honest. I was going loss all across the board. Now that I'm seeing how they're playing, and with the key guys coming back as Jared Davis, the middle linebacker, and Galladay, who's a red zone target, he's potentially coming back, barring setback. I see them coming out with a W. I don't think it's going to be a huge margin. I just think they're going to grind it out like they always do. But like I said, the next 4 weeks is going to be a big measuring stick, and this game is huge. So I will go with the Lions if that's what you guys are asking me.
Okay, Mike, it's Ryan from Sportscasting Couch here. I got a quick question for you. You said Gerard Davis is going to be back this week, right?
That's apparently what they're saying. He's been practicing. Or he
Okay.
practiced.
So do you think he's like the perfect kryptonite to stop those backs of the backfield like Christian McCaffrey?
No,
if he doesn't
I'm not
play,
saying he's
and
the
if he doesn't
he's the
play, how do
kryptonite.
you figure to stop Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield along with those other running backs they have in that stable?
Yeah, I'm not saying he's the kryptonite, but he's definitely better than Ballore and Tahir Whitehead. As he's a rookie, so he's definitely got some growing to do. But he's much faster. He's very keen on the run. He knows what he's doing when it comes to the run game. If you watch his tape, he's better playing middle linebacker than Tahir Whitehead is, and the guys that we have. So him coming back isn't the answer for the running backs that they have, but it'll help for sure.
Saj, producer Paul here.
Hi, producer Paul.
So you said you have the Lions.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh, damn, we disconnected again. You should,
I don't know.
should let him know we
Network
disconnected.
connections,
Sorry
man.
about that.
Oh,
Sorry about
internet's
that,
been
Mike.
so spotty. The internet's
Yeah,
been
it's
man,
so
that's
definitely
spotty.
been really spotty. So we're gonna move on. He's just rambling too much for me. Next week we'll have him on, and you know he
he did
brings
well.
up, he does bring up some good points, and I do enjoy that we actually have a way to.
And
call
to
it
to
out.
your
I don't
point,
know- I
Ryan,
don't
I'm
know
thinking.
I believe him about him not picking the Lions every single week.
Yeah, I don't know how much I believe that either, but to your point though, it's not necessarily that or what's his name, Gerard Davis is going to cover McCaffrey. They could have Glover Quinn on him. They could have
Yeah,
one of the safeties,
that's
right?
true.
Pick them up. It just depends what their best matchup is for that week.
That's true. I agree with that. They could put a safety, but that hurts their secondary. They don't have really like the best second corner other than Darius Slay. If you look at it, right, they have what I forget, Lawson, I believe, is their second corner. But you're going up against good receivers like Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funchess, guys like that. So
Yeah,
you got to have
big
those guys
guys.
that cap those guys that can, you don't want those guys one-on-one. You put those guys one-on-one, Cam Newton's going to feast. He's going to eat off those one-on-one matchups. He's going to throw the ball up and let those big receivers go get it. So
Unless Von Miller's near him, then he doesn't try to go for the ball.
that's true. That's very true.
All right, so closing out the line. I don't want to talk about the Lions anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll have him on next week, and we'll talk some more Lions stuff with him. So we did Miami, Tennessee. I went Tennessee. We're going to the LA Chargers at the New York Giants.
Well, this is game of the week. Amazing
Game of the week?
action.
Okay, I'm gonna write
No,
it
just
down.
kidding. Not game of the week. I'm kidding.
I'll go first on this
It's on
one.
air.
Let's see the spread for that.
Oh shit!
Should they even put a spread on this shit? Who knows?
I'll bring it up, but you talk about it.
It's the battle of two teams with no wins. It's really hard to say what's going to happen in this game. Obviously, you never know. I thought before the season, I thought the Giants were going to be so much better than they were. I didn't really factor in how bad their offensive line really is. I know you were talking a couple weeks ago about Brian Baldinger and his posts that he does of he breaks down the film and everything, and he broke down like 3 or 4 different ones of the Giants offense, saying like they can't win with this type of offense, and it's just missed assignments. It's touching a lineman and then letting him go right by you, not knowing who you're supposed to grab, all that fun stuff. But really, to me, the Chargers, they just don't have enough weapons, I think, to keep up with the Giants. I don't know. You go here. Let me think a little bit because I have a few thoughts.
Yeah, I'll bail you out here. The Giants, they have to win this football game.
Okay, you said
Chargers
that last
don't?
week.
But they have to win this game.
Chargers don't, though?
The Chargers don't have to win this game. They're switching, locations. They don't want to.
They pretty much have 16 road games.
They're in a
It's pretty
rebuilding
crazy.
phase, but you look at the pass rushers for the Chargers. I don't think
on
the
that
Giants'
offensive line. That's what's
are
making
gonna
me
be
iffy
able
about
to
it.
Stop that, and especially they have good corners as well, right? So it's very tough. It's a very close game. The Giants are in a must-win at home against their fans. Those hard-nosed fans in New York. Like the media is probably just brutalizing that team right now, but this is definitely a toss-up. I gotta go with the Chargers. I gotta go with the Chargers. I gotta go with the fact that nobody wants to schedule these guys. These guys have probably
they
the most
fight hard.
talent on their team out of the winless teams easily. I know the Giants have a lot of talent on offense. They have those weapons at wide receiver, but again, you can't pass those wide receivers with protection. And their defense hasn't been surprising. It hasn't been like very good this year either. So I go with the Chargers. The offensive line for the Giants won't be able to protect Eli Manning, and the Chargers they have those weapons. They have
Keenan Allen,
and then they have Hunter Henry, and they have Antonio Gates still, and they have Melvin Gordon, and
Tyrell
Williams, and then
Travis Benjamin,
all those guys, and then Melvin Gordon
run the ball. Yeah.
I got the Chargers in this one.
See, the way I see it, now that I've had a few minutes to think, thank you.
Or you're just gonna leach off my pick. It's all good.
No, actually, I'm going opposite.
Oh, again. Here we go. I'm definitely going up 8 games this week.
The way I see it here, Chargers have a great defensive line, like you said. Giants also have a great defensive line. I feel like the Giants have better corners and better offensive weapons. I like Odell more than anyone that the Chargers have on offense. To me, it just depends. I guess it's the game plan that goes into it. I like the Giants at home, favored by 3.5. Chargers just went to Philly. The Chargers have just played Philly, and now they're going all the way over to the Giants. It is a 1:00 game, and they're from LA.
That's true.
That's a 10 a.m. game for them. Giants for me.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna make a quick comment about the comment you said about the defensive line for the Giants going up against that LA Chargers offensive line. That LA Chargers offensive line is built to stop the defensive pass rushes of Denver with Von Miller, Oakland.
Yeah, they did well against the Eagles last week, who have a really good defensive line.
Kansas City with Justin Houston, right? I don't think anyone on the New York Giants defensive line is in the caliber of those 3 guys that I just mentioned.
Yeah, no, I agree, but
I feel like this is going to be like the easier work that they have this season, and I think I don't think the Giants are really going to touch Phillip Rivers, and I think he's going to do well.
My point when I was saying that was that I said it kind of wrong. The Giants have a really good defensive line. The Chargers do have a really good offensive line as well. The thing that makes it is I don't think the Chargers wide receivers can get open that quickly against the secondary of Jackrabbit, DRC, and all them. So I think that obviously they'll get open, they'll make plays, they'll do all that, but it's going to some plays, or probably maybe 50-50, they're going to have to extend the play a little bit more. Yeah, so that's why I got the Giants. Who you got, Paul?
Fuck. I said it was a must win last week for the Giants. This week, you know what?
It's a must.
No, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. But I do have them winning this game against the Chargers with, I don't know if Young Ho, whatever, is going to make
or Youngway if you're Dick, whatever his name is.
Youngway, yeah.
Youngway, yeah.
So I just don't see them beating the Giants at the Giants with Odell Beckham with his ramen noodle haircut. So I took the Giants there. And then now we're moving on to the game of the week.
Oh my God, here we go. That's what I've been waiting for.
We've been waiting. Ryan, get it started, buddy.
It's in Philly. This is a tough one. This is a tough pick.
In what way is this a tough one?
It's a tough pick.
Oh, come on.
Arizona played very well last week.
You're an Eagles and Lions hater.
Yeah, but Arizona played very well. They won last week, right? Their defense is still their defense, right? So,
but they lost their one young defensive end. His name's blanking me. I can't remember his name.
For Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona.
Rookie or second year man?
Second year.
Kabichi?
No, Bolden. Is it Bolden?
Oh, Golden.
Golden. Yeah. He's on injured reserve with a knee.
They still got plenty of pass rushers out there. They got Chandler Jones.
But it's really, if you think about it, the Eagles have it's debatable, but the Eagles could have the best offensive line in the league, top 5 at least, at minimum top 5. So that pass rush isn't something that they're really going to have to worry about. I hope that Doug Peterson sticks to listening to the show and he runs the ball, pounds it on them. I don't think Alshon's going to have a good game. As Patty P follows him, I don't think Alshon's really going to do much, but we don't really need him to do much with Zach Ertz coming alive and LeGarrette Blount just absolutely killing defenses. And then on the other side, the Eagles don't have the greatest secondary, but outside of Larry Fitzgerald in the slot, there's not really anyone that terrifies me. John Brown's still dealing with an injury. They have a lot of speed. Like
They still got Jerron Brown, J.J. Nelson.
yeah, Jim Schwartz said in his post game press conference when they went and talked about this upcoming game, and they said he thinks that they could literally compete at a 4x100 relay race with their wide receivers. That's how fast they are. And I know that can be something that can definitely be scary, but Chris Johnson running out of the backfield, he doesn't have the same legs he had before. Andre Ellington will be the receiving back. I think he has a pretty good game. That's why I picked him up in fantasy this week. But I don't see the Cardinals being able to move the ball that well. It's something about Bruce Arians, though, that every time he plays the Eagles, I think once the Eagles shunned him and got Chip Kelly instead of him, I think he had a little bit of a grudge against them because he coached in Philadelphia before, and he was all ready to do all of that. So I don't know. I think it's easy to me. Eagles. Lock of the week.
This is lock of the week. He calls it
3 weeks in a row. Eagles lock.
Oh my God! I thought it was bad with the Broncos. But
I've been right.
All right. Well, if you're gonna go with lock of the week, I gotta look at it. I gotta break this one down.
Yep.
Philadelphia. Well, first of all, this guy gets his team with 200-yard rushing game, and then now they're the best offensive line in the league.
No,
I don't know about that, but I don't know about that. But I feel like Arizona's defense is still a top-tier defense, right? They have all the DBs. They have all the defensive linemen. They have everything in place to stop the Philadelphia Eagles. Are they going to put pressure on still without Marcus Golden? They're still going to put pressure on him, on Carson Wentz, and they're going to stop that running game. And
you think they're going to stop the running game?
I think they're going to stop the running game. They have a
Write it
they
down.
Fly around. I think they're going to stop the running game, and
not writing
I
that
think
down.
Arizona defense might get a score this week, and that'll be the difference.
It's possible.
I
don't think that offense is getting any scores, though. That's the thing.
that-
Carson Palmer is just not anything special anymore.
they have to run the ball, right? It's going to be tough against that Philadelphia Eagles front. But out of the,
Who's without Fletcher Cox again this week, but
That's-
still have a really, really good defensive line. But
it's still. But I gotta go with Arizona Cardinals on the upset.
Wow.
is that your upset pick?
It's my
Upset pick of the week.
Arizona Cardinals.
Wow.
I like it. How about you?
There's one person in this room that believes in the Cardinals, and that's Ryan.
Oh, there you go.
Like I said,
This is
hashtag
gonna
8
be-
games up.
This is going to be the groundbreaker for one person in this room not picking their team to win. And I can tell you right now that Arizona kicked field goals against Indianapolis. That's the only way they could get a win. And then they got that touchdown or field goal at the end. Then they play a shitty-ass San Francisco team, and it's a kicker's game. Robbie Gould should have just won that game with his kicks because he was nailing them. But then obviously Larry Fitzgerald got that touchdown at the end to seal it for the Arizona Cardinals. But I don't see anything impressive about the Arizona Cardinals offense.
No, they
They're
got
struggling.
the ball far enough to be able to kick the field goals, but
That's it.
Yeah.
They're not impressing me this year. And if Bruce Arians listens to this, just throw the towel in this week.
Jesus Christ! You should be
Is this your
ashamed
lock
of
as well?
yourself.
No, I'm pissed
You should
off.
be a
I
damn
am pissed off
ashamed
at
of
the
yourself.
Arizona
This is your
Cardinals
team.
because listen,
You have a chance. You guys have a chance this week to actually
You have
win.
a chance every week to win a game. But Arizona is just not impressing me this year at all. David Johnson goes down, and your entire game plan goes out the window, and you have not. And sure, you've been getting wins, but you've been getting wins against crappy teams, and now you actually play a team that is going to be competing for the playoff spot this year. So
with only their second home game of the year, week 5.
yeah. Anyways, I hate picking them, but I'm gonna have to go with Philadelphia. No, not playing your song again. Josh, I don't know what was with this voicemail, man.
Piss coming from my ass! Piss out my ass!
It was green. I told you it was bad.
We got a barn burner for the next game. We got Jacksonville at Pittsburgh.
Jacksonville at Pittsburgh.
This is an easy one.
Yeah, I feel it's easy for me too. Well, unless you're going Jacksonville, is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
I'm going
first.
Pittsburgh. I feel like it's easy for me to pick this Pittsburgh at home. Last week, Antonio Brown, like I said, in my ugly, he threw the water bottle on the field. They had that whole issue with him. I think being the veterans, him and Ben Roethlisberger are gonna get it together, and he's gonna have a big game. I know the secondary for Jacksonville is good, and they could lock him down. But the way that Antonio Brown runs the ball or runs his routes, really short, quick little stuff, I don't think really any corner can just completely stop him. Yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh.
I don't know if I got to keep the theme going about going against Josh this week, but But no, Josh is right. You nailed it on the head. But Pittsburgh outright this week. Jacksonville offense is not really going to do much against that defense. And just, Pittsburgh's offense is way too overpowered. They're just going to put too many points on the board, especially at home, Heinz Field. It's easy pick for me, Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm hoping I can catch up with you guys this week. I'm down 3
If
games.
you pick Jacksonville, I'm gonna leave right now.
Took Jacksonville.
Yeah, of course you did.
Hey, you never know. They have a good
those
defense. It's
Jags.
just all on Blake Bortles. He's
You know what? I
Doodle
sense a
caca.
little bit of hostility in that Pittsburgh dressing room right now with Antonio Brown going off. You said a couple weeks ago.
No,
They're
last week.
You know what? And there's a lot of news going around. A lot of coverage around them right now because they're a powerhouse.
They're getting
but-
asked extra questions all week.
Yeah,
deal
Jacksonville's
with
just going to go in there. They're just looking ahead to play in this game, and with I know Bortles sucks, but I think their running game is pretty damn strong, and they looked impressive against Baltimore.
If they can run the ball against Pittsburgh, they can win that game. But
I'm
if
just
they
gonna
don't
have
run the
to
ball,
go
they're
with
going to be
that.
in
That's
trouble.
going to be my upset pick for this week.
Of the week.
Yep, just going early, telling you now. And then we're going to actually a really good, interesting game. It's going to be Seattle at LA Rams.
And it's so funny to me that this is an interesting game because before the season, I didn't think the Rams had a shot of doing anything special. I still don't believe in Goff. I don't think he didn't look that good last week. It was a lot of Todd Gurley going off last week. I don't know. This one's hard for me because Seattle's at home. I'm picking Seattle. Seattle on the road, it's iffy already, and they haven't looked good this season. It doesn't look like the receivers and the quarterback are on the same page. It seems like Richard Sherman has something new to say every single week. He's pulling apart the locker room. It's not good. It should be a close game though. What do you see?
I see Seattle's defense playing a big part in this game. I see it confusing Jared Goff a lot. I see them shutting down Todd Gurley, flying to the football, and I see Seattle winning this football game. I just don't feel like LA Rams have a lot of weapons through the air to actually do anything.
Really, they're only
passing
one.
game.
Well,
All they
Taylor
have
Austin,
to do,
I guess, but
all
Sammy
they have
Watkins,
to do is stop the
Gurley machine.
Stop the Gurley machine, and just force Jared Goff to throw, and they're going to win that football game. I feel
Did
like
you have Seattle?
I didn't pick yet.
Oh, you didn't pick it.
Can we finish analyzing before you?
Analyzing? Sure.
Yeah, all right. But I feel like Seattle, they stop that run game. They stop the Gurley machine, like Josh said. They're going to win that football game easily.
I guess I'm gonna go against you just to keep the theme of the week.
Yeah,
no, I'm
might as
just.
well. You're a puss. Just
What do you
it.
got, Paul?
Originally, I had Greg the Legs Erline and the LA Rams,
Are you
but
you're
I went
saying 'cause
Seattle.
they're-
I switched it.
You
I
switched
switched
to
to
Seattle?
Seattle because I remembered how they played last week on Sunday night. They looked really freaking good, man.
Yeah.
And LA Rams just have, like I said, Greg the Leg. He's going to be kicking a lot of field goals in this game too, but they're going to be field goals. They're not going to be point after. So I got Seattle.
To me, the running back for Seattle, forget his name, Chris, the rookie. He went out last week. So now,
McKissick?
no, that's the John McKissick. That's the new little Jackrabbit guy they got. It's kind of crazy, but
I picked him up in fantasy in 2 of my leagues this week.
yeah, he looks. The only thing that worries me about that is their other third down back, blanking my mind again. It's coming back this week. It's looking like maybe. So that's a little bit on the rocks. But so now they're having
CJ Procise?
they're gonna Procise. He's coming back. He might come back this week. So Carson right there. Yep, that's the guy. He broke his leg last week.
I like he's got a broken leg and a high ankle sprain. That was
All
rough.
the
Did you
same
see the
ones.
slow mo of that? When
No.
he did that? Oof, that was nasty. His leg got all caught underneath the defender, and I was showing my wife like he was falling back and his leg was still pointing that way, but his body was the other way, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it was nasty.
that's not good.
no, that's not the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
But yes, him being out, they have to go with Eddie Lacy and Thomas Rawls, who haven't been the greatest, especially in this system. To me, I think it's a really close game, but I'm going to go with the Rams.
Found it really fun. Wow. Hold on. I had you as Seattle. Jeez.
I never picked.
It was really funny watching that game too. I think it was Chris Carson, but I'm not. It might have been a different running back for Seattle, but Seattle. He was running the ball in from about like 20 yards out, and I don't know if it was Collinsworth or who called it, but they said, "Oh, look at Eddie Lacy run the ball. I was like, that's not Eddie Lacy. He can't run that far. He's fat as shit.
Yeah, Hamburger Lacy. That's what they call him, Hamburger Lacy.
And going from Seattle, LA, we got Baltimore at Oakland. You know, there's a lot of good games this week.
This is, again, another hard pick. This is a really tough pick. But, again, regardless who starts at quarterback for Oakland, if it's E.J. Manuel, if it's Derek Carr, but you said Derek Carr's out 2 to 6 weeks. E.J. Manuel's going to have a tough time against that tough Baltimore defense. I think Baltimore's defense returns to their early season form when they started the season with an absolutely dominant performances.
Great defense.
Great defense, and I think they score more points than Oakland, flat out. And the defense is going to shine, and Oakland's going to struggle. So I got Baltimore in this one.
I agree. I'm taking Baltimore as well. I think that defense is going to have a better week this week, especially with E.J. Manuel coming in. They'll be able to game plan against them a little bit. It won't be as dynamic of an offense coming at them. They'll be a little bit more predictable, focusing on the run a little bit more. I think C.J. Mosley has a good game, a lot of tackles. I got Baltimore in the upset going to Oakland.
I know Janikowski's on IR, but I got Oakland taking this game. I think Marshawn Lynch is going to get a lot more touches this week with Derek Carr being out and E.J. Manuel in, who can run too. But Baltimore didn't look good against Jacksonville, and what can they do? They can only run the ball. But that run opens up that play action, and I think that Oakland's going to be able to open that up just like Jacksonville did. And another L for Baltimore in Oakland. It's going to be a tough place to play.
Very possible.
Green Bay at Dallas.
This is probably be America's game of the week.
Yeah,
Easily.
It should be. Yeah, it'll be Troy and his girlfriend, whatever his name is.
Troy and Joe Buck.
Joe Buck, yeah.
Probably the best commentating duo, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
I don't know. I'm really starting to like Jim Nantz and Tony Romo.
Romo.
He has his own little style to it.
He's all over, though. He's got some serious
he's still learning,
diarrhea going on. But when it comes to this game, this is tough. Like, this is really fucking tough.
I'm going to cut every single time you say it's tough. I'm going to cut that as one piece of audio.
You should.
This is tough.
It's tough. It's really fucking, this is a tough one, man. But I think Dallas still struggles. But in Dallas, I got to go with Green Bay in this one. I think Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson connection is going to be huge. Ty Montgomery's coming back this week.
Is he coming back this week?
He was probable with ribs, I think. And then he was expected to play. I think he practiced all week.
I was going to double check the injury report for you.
You can do that. But
yeah, it doesn't look like he's not on the injury list here.
Yeah, so I like Green Bay. I like Green Bay. They're going to put up a lot of points. I think Dallas still struggles running the football, and they have been trying to get Ezekiel Elliott going. He was successful last week, but he had a pair of touchdowns. But Dallas's defense is just, their secondary is just so beaten up. They got nobody. They can't cover anybody. Even though Green Bay's out, Devontae Adams. But they still got Randall Cobb. They got Jordy Nelson. All those guys. Those guys are going to run wild, especially Aaron Rodgers. I think those young corners that have been struggling all season are going to be able to cover those guys. I got Green Bay easily.
Yeah, that's been the knock against Dallas for a few years now, is their secondary is just terrible, and the best part of Green Bay is the quarterback in the passing game, obviously. I think this one's going to be really close. I think Dallas is going to try to shorten the game by running the ball, and I don't think Green Bay has a good enough defense to be able to slow him down. Really, I think it's going to be a very close game. Could go either way, but to me, every time I pick against Dallas, they win, and I hate Dallas, so I'm picking Dallas.
It's interesting logic.
Yeah. Definitely interesting logic.
If they win, I'm happy because I picked them. If they lose, I'm happy because they lose.
I took Dallas.
Seems like a coward's way out.
I got Dallas this week for that game.
No, they're home. They're going to run the ball. They're going to extend the game. I think it depends how Aaron Rodgers comes out and does it.
Yep.
But really, I just think Ezekiel Elliott's going to have a good game on the ground.
I think it's just like last year. Everything always came down. Aaron Rodgers guaranteed that they were going to win out the season. And
Relax,
he did that.
He said, yeah.
He did that himself. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it against Dallas. I know you said their secondary looks like shit, Dallas's. But you know what? Their running game, Dak Prescott, that's a tough game. See, that's the first one that actually counts as a tough game. I got Dallas.
I think there's a lot of tough games this week.
Yeah.
A lot of
No,
close ones,
and
but
here's
this one is a tough game because both teams are good. The other ones are tough games because they're both
Hashtag
bad.
tough games.
Hashtag tough games, yeah.
This one's tough.
We're moving on to
The tough one.
the Chris Collinsworth.
This is a tough game.
I thought something happened.
This is
Give me
really
Kansas City
this is a really tough
at
game.
Houston. We got the only undefeated team in the NFL left going to Houston
Going against Ryan's new boyfriend, Deshaun Watson.
with a rookie.
You gonna pick Kansas City?
What are you gonna
Are you
pick?
gonna go first?
I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll
ahead.
go first. I got
Ladies
Houston.
first.
You got Houston at
Yep,
home
That's it.
All right, fair enough. No analyzing needed for
for Paul.
that
Yeah.
shot in the dark.
Yep.
To
Well, you
me,
guys
it's
fight it
still it's a rookie quarterback, young team. They're at home, but they're going against a veteran team and a very well coached team with Andy Reid. I think Kansas City extends their undefeated streak and they go 5-0.
It comes down to the time that this game is played for me. Honestly, 8:30 under the lights, the whole nation's watching. Deshaun Watson. I know, like one of the big, factors for him is playing on the big stage. He always makes huge plays when he's on the big stage, the national championship, whatever. He always makes those plays. He doesn't shy away from the lights. But this, when you look at this matchup and the team he's going up against, a good defense and a very efficient offense, he's gonna have to play near perfect to win this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Easily.
think the
He's
Kansas
gonna
City
have to
defense is really
He's gonna have
good.
to repeat his performance from last week,
Maybe not really, but
right? But again, you're not going up against a slouch defense like Tennessee is. Kansas City's they've been very efficient on the offensive side of the ball. They've been very creative. It's been hard to stop those guys.
very like they're really good to play like these
Yeah.
different concepts of end
Different
around,
formations,
fake
concepts.
Yeah,
They have all the weapons to make that even more dangerous. I like Houston's defense. I think they're very good, but I feel like this is again very tough fucking game. But I like Kansas City. I like Kansas City in this game.
I went out and said Houston right away. I like how they've looked in the last 2 weeks playing the Patriots. Struggling defense, but you know what? That's a rookie quarterback still doing that.
I'm
Then you
excited
go
for
out-
this game though.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, and then going to, were they in Tennessee, I believe, for that game? But that team, you said, is struggling defense, but you know they've allowed 23 points per game on average this season. But you know what? That's a rookie quarterback. He's looking really good, and I think Kansas City is not going to play up to Houston. So that's why I went Houston. Now, I'm going to also say that hashtag Ryan Stradamus gets to live for another week, because you did, when I asked you last week about who's going to lose first, you did say Atlanta. That worked out. I was really hoping Kansas City was going to lose too, so that way you could just be wrong about everything last week.
And his
But
Thursday pick.
his Thursday pick, you were right that it was going to be a high-scoring game. It was, but
We'll bring it up.
let me bring it up. Okay,
Pretty sure I got it right.
you got the Thursday right. You were off by the score, so I don't know. Nostradamus himself never actually
Well, he made
predicted anything.
Nostradamus himself made hundreds and hundreds of predictions, and only a handful of them right. That's why he's a philosopher.
But he never actually predicted anything. If you
Well,
really
Thursday
look
night game, what was Green Bay?
Yeah, Green Bay,
Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You know what?
That was fucking.
You
hard
said-
pick.
I thought he said like 28-10.
That's what I
That's what I thought you said. So
I
It's
said it
very
was gonna be
close.
high scoring, so
that's true.
look at that.
You know what? I will.
so then you
But
got to go.
no,
What's this
hold
week's
on.
Thursday?
You said no. You know what bugged
This
me
week's
about it? You
Thursday is
said
Tampa
high scoring
Bay.
game. Then you said 28-10, and then you took the under, which I found that really weird that you said high scoring
did I
game.
take the under?
You said under, yeah. But you know what?
Whatever.
I'm letting it live on.
The magic works in mysterious ways.
It's the only way we'll gain more followers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got to keep them on their edge of their seats.
we're heading to Monday, Minnesota at Chicago.
What's that line looking like?
It's,
Minnesota at Chicago, so we
Sam
have
Bradford
no more
playing.
Bradford. No, I don't think he's
Oh,
playing
fuck.
again this week. I heard Teddy Bridgewater's actually going to be coming back pretty soon. So I wonder if he's going to come back
Trubisky's
before
line.
game Monday night.
Yeah.
Man,
Monday night, your first game against a great defense.
against arguably one of the best defenses in
Yeah.
the league.
You have no weapons on your team.
It's Minnesota for me.
Yeah, I think this one's easy for me, Minnesota. A rookie coming in first night, that defense is just going to drop so many different concepts he's
It's-
never seen before. He's
very-
not going to know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's very hard too because Minnesota just lost their entire run game So
Mm-hmm.
Jerick McKinnon, their backup running back, he's been hurt.
It'll be interesting to see how Latavius Murray does in his
See how
place.
Latavius Murray does. Now that guy, he can run the football. He's
Mhm.
quick. He's very fast. He's big and he's powerful. So it'd be interesting to see how he runs the football.
Mhm.
Case Keenum again at quarterback. You don't know where you're going to get. But again, you got Adam Thielen, like Stephon Diggs. Those are like number 3, 2, and 3 at receiving in the league right now.
Still?
I think
Are
so.
they still? Yeah.
They're top 5, both of them, I think, right? But it's you look at that Minnesota defense, they're going to be shut down. They get going up against a rookie quarterback Monday night, his debut. Sorry, big fella, it's not going to happen for you. So I got Minnesota.
Yes, if he even had a single weapon in the passing game besides Tariq Cohen, but if he had anyone to give the ball to down the field, then maybe I would think that the Bears had a chance. But that defense is just, I think they're just going to shut down Chicago. They have the extra day to prepare for this.
Got to pull Kevin White out of the hospital bed.
Yeah.
So we got Minnesota all the way across the
Yeah,
board.
the one thing that you can think about, though, is Chicago was the Thursday night game last week. So they have those extra 4 days to prepare, right?
They're going to need it.
I don't think it's enough.
They're going to need it.
The Bears.
Definitely not enough.
Those are the picks. We got Josh, you got upset as hold on. No, you had a lock. You had Philadelphia as your
Of course,
lock.
he had Philadelphia as his
Ryan,
lock.
you had you went head to head with him. You took Arizona for the upset.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then who do you
So
guys
I don't
got
have an
for-
upset yet?
No.
You pull up the...
Son of a. I knew I
let's
closed
see
it.
what... Oh, you put it away?
I put it away. But I will bring it back up for you. No
Thanks,
problem.
bud. Thanks.
Mucho gracias, senor.
No problem.
Now we're looking at Cam Newton's face with his Odell beard.
What do you got?
So for my upset, right? My lock was the Eagles. My upset. Well, I guess I have to go Baltimore over the Raiders.
2.5 point.
Baltimore.
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only one that I took.
Jeez.
Ryan, who
But
do
an
you got?
upset. You guys were talking about this last week. I heard you while I was at home with my tummy ache.
Oh,
Said,
you
Josh,
heard-
you always pick.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Whoop.
yeah, awkward.
I didn't know you were a listener.
Yeah, I'm the one listen. If you're an underdog, you're an underdog. -1, -0.5,
Yeah.
you're the underdog.
No,
so
definitely.
It's just an underdog.
No, you got a point.
That's soft, though. It's pretty soft.
Go on. Ryan.
Um,
You got your. We need your lock, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers as my lock this week.
wow, you're the biggest spread in the game.
Oh, look at it! Like they're coming off some turmoil on the sideline there in the locker room. Again, like you said earlier, they're veteran players. They're gonna fix what they're doing, and both those guys, Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, are not, they're not new to the media scene and things like that. Antonio Brown's been on all these reality TV shows, Dance with the Stars. Ben Roethlisberger's had a spotlight on him ever since his his motorcycle crash and his accusations about sexual assault and all those things. Those guys are going to bounce back and be on the same page, and then I think they're easily going to beat Jacksonville.
I think Ben Roethlisberger handled it perfectly in the media too. They asked him how he thought about it, and he said he just needs to come up to me. Heath Miller, if I ever missed him and he was wide open, I'd go up to him and I'd say, "Were you open on that play?" And he'd say no, just because he didn't want to cause any kind of scene or have anything. That's how you need to think when you're a star, a role model, and all that kind of stuff. But I agree with you for that. I think they turned it around this week.
Yep.
Arizona Nation's gonna hate me. Philadelphia's my lock this week.
Ooh.
God,
Yeah.
that's so bad
Ooh.
juju. It's so good for my upset.
You know why?
Oh, you can't just.
I might have a little bit of.
Eagle
I'd
pride.
go look at your closet and take a look at your Arizona Cardinals jersey right now. It might be
He's
on
a new
fire.
Eagles fan.
I might be doing a little trick though
It
on you
might be
guys.
on
Don't worry
fire
about
or
it.
something.
There might be a little trickery to this. So
Reverse psychology.
Trickery. I don't know what.
Was that the trickery?
There's a
That's what I did with Dallas. So.
L's an L in the column.
I want to introduce something new. I know that Ryan and I talked about it off there about doing like a 2-ticket lock, and I was hoping
2 point spread.
2 picks each.
for
No,
point spread
just
lock.
just one pick each. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna have you pick a game and have you pick a game, and give me 2 games that I'm gonna throw some money on them. So
We do the picks, you
and
make
it's
the
gonna
money.
be yeah,
We get
that-
10%.
No,
So this is just point spread, right?
it's gonna be
Spread or- yeah.
money line or point spread.
No,
That's-
just make it point spread.
You want to do point spread?
Yeah, I said we do point spread.
Okay.
Money line's too.
Doesn't
boring.
pay off. Yeah.
Doesn't
Well,
pay
if
off well. It's boring.
you're picking the 8.5 point.
Well, it depends. If you're picking the underdog, then the money line will pay off. If you're
Yeah.
not, then it's worth
that's
it.
fine. You
taking-
pick whoever you want.
What do you got, Ryan?
So you want your guarantees? Easily Kansas City by 1.
Kansas City by 1.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh.
Well, if we're gonna go Kansas City by 1, do I go with my upset? I don't want to give you my upset pick for putting money on it. How much money are you putting on it?
I don't know, like $10, $20.
$10. Oh, so I don't want to break your
Throw a
bank.
hundy on that shit.
Yeah, right. If I threw that $100 last week, I would have lost.
That's true.
I would just go with Baltimore on the not even the money line, or not even the spread, the money line. Go Baltimore.
Money line? All right, sounds good. So that's going to be like a little extra we're going to throw in at the end. So
Fucking two-liner.
Oh, it's a two-liner.
Two-liner.
Fucking two-liner.
Next week I'll be prepared to give you a good pick.
yeah, no, I thought I'd just throw that in as a little extra for us this week. So Josh, that wraps up the NFL Week 5, our episode 4, whatever.
It's our Week 5 NFL Week 5 podcast. We'll just call it that.
Something like that.
Hashtag pray for Mike. You know,
Yeah.
he kind of got roasted.
He
this
might
episode.
might be upset with us.
Nah,
might not come back
He's going to
this
come
week.
back next
But
week.
you know what? It doesn't matter what he thinks. All right,
It doesn't matter what you think.
the Brahma Bull. All right, so we got, if you want to get a hold of us, you can email us, sportscastingcouch@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter @SC_couch or on Facebook.com/sportscastingcouch. Oh my God. It
That's it.
All right. That's it, boys.
was an honor.
We'll see you
it was
next
awesome.
week.
Glad
on
to be
Wednesday.
back.
Hopefully we're all healthy next week.
Yeah, hopefully. No tummy aches.